Fordham is in their maroon. George Washington in the whites. Troy Autry making his way around to say hello to all the officials. And they say, all right, are we ready? Everyone's good? Let's tip it up. And on the tip, all the way over for the first bucket, it's Christian Jones. That you don't see very often.
You know, and Castro needs to get an assist on the tip. I've never seen that before. All right, these teams played 8 days ago. George Washington won by 23. The big key in this contest for Fordham is on the glass and low turnovers.
Abdou Timbila on the finish right there. Nice work inside by a couple of big men. Here is Christian Jones, had that early bucket to start this game. You got to look for the big man Castro. Castro going to work early, and he gets his first two. So he's got 2 points and an assist, right?
That's what I'm counting. Look, that's my marquee matchup at the center position. Timbila is physical. Castro is so athletic. Can Fordham keep that big battle close?
Here's Johnson, team's leading scorer. Passes up on the 3, shot clock at 10. Jameer Tripp. Here's Johnson, the lefty. Air ball long on that 3-point attempt. Into the hands of Gerald Drumgoole.
Defensively, Fordham is playing man-to-man at this point, but they've got 5 different defenses that they will run in this game.
Shot clock down to 8. Sean Hansen trying to back down. Hansen with the left, the old school move. That's that old YMCA move where you're like, how'd that guy just score on me?
Yeah, a lot of switchability for GW, and with Castro at 5, they can switch on every single player for Fordham. As a matter of fact, when Johnson missed that early 3, it was Castro, the center for GW, that was playing man-to-man defense, and pretty darn well, I might add.
Here's Mador, shot clock down to 6. Mador, nice stop and pop. Can't get the roll. Offensive rebound, though, for Timbila. Johnson to the hoop, gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
The NBA is looking for big men that are highly switchable. That's a great contest by Castro at 6'10" against Johnson, who's 5'10". And then watch this post move. Timbila may need help with a double team from time to time, because I think that Jalen Haynes from George Mason and Castro are by far the best post players. By the way, I would put Reed Bailey as like a face-up 4.
By the way, that foul was called on Castro, so an early foul for him. Something to certainly look out for in this game, as Matt Zona has checked in for the first time for Fordham. At the free throw line is Jackie Johnson, the 3rd. On the season, a 72% free throw shooter.
Jackie Johnson has a ton of guts. He is so fast with the ball, and he loves to take tough shots. As a matter of fact, I believe Keith Ergo a lot of times is thinking, don't shoot that ball, and then it goes in.
A 2-point lead for GW, and now a turnover here.
Now, this is a golden opportunity for Fordham. Remember, Castro is the best player for GW. He's got 1 foul. I think it'd be really smart to go at him, bait him, and see if you can get that 2nd foul, because if he goes to the bench, your job gets a lot easier.
Jameer Tripp, now it's Mador, gets a screen. In traffic, kick out, nice pump fake. Dean doesn't want to shoot. Johnson does for 3, got it. Jackie Johnson had 3 threes in the victory over URI yesterday, and that gives Fordham the 1-point lead.
Yeah, I was thinking about the fact that Fordham played yesterday. Their best players are guards. Back-to-back does not affect little guys as much as big guys.
Mador with the offensive rebound, looking to push. Zona for 3. Doesn't get the roll. The rebound for Castro. You think about great runs in conference tournament history. I think back to Kemba Walker at UConn, winning 5 games in 5 days, as we've got a 3 from Troy Autry.
GW is going to win this post battle, I believe. If they can get a draw on the perimeter, that's going to be a huge key for them winning.
First three of the game for Medor does not fall.
Got a mismatch inside.
Yep. Castro wants it. Kick out, nice. Hansen cutting to the hoop. Sean Hansen, the transfer out of Cornell. He's got 4 points, and it's a 4-point GW lead.
Pretty unique to have a back-to-back situation. These teams played 8 days ago.
It was an 81-58 George Washington victory. GW slowing it down right now. Next whistle will have a timeout. Drum goal for three. Long. And Medor able to draw the foul against Christian Jones. A little back and forth we go here in the first few minutes. 11-7. George Washington on top.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks.
To the campus right now. You could actually walk from campus to here at Capital One Arena.
Okay, 2.1 miles. I looked it up. I thought maybe I'd go for a walk today. And this is the kind of start that their fans who have really showed out well today. 71% from GW from the field. 8-2 advantage in the paint. We thought that would be their big advantage.
Nice entry pass here. Castro got a piece of it on the attempt by Joshua Rivera. Here's Riley for three. That's short. Trying to chase it down and doing it. Zona. Johnson puts up a three. Another one for Jackie Johnson, the third, his second, and it's a one-point game.
Watching Jackie Johnson, it's just basketball brilliance what he does. He has such ultimate confidence. Feels like even though he's the smallest guy, he'll go at 7-footers nonstop.
Couple of substitutions as Castro gets the offensive rebound and draws the foul. Darren Buchanan Jr. in, Jacoy Hutchinson in.
Yeah, just beautiful hustle, keeping the ball alive. And when you play against Jackie Johnson, all 5 defenders have to be in a mode of help the helper. Like if you leave to go help somebody, you've got to know that your teammate has got your back.
Castro at the line, a transfer out of Providence. His old coach is now coaching here in Washington, D.C. Ed Cooley at Georgetown, and he misses the first free throw.
When Castro was at Providence, he came here almost like a freshman because he didn't play a lick for the Friars, and his improvement has been stunning to me.
2-point GW lead.
The fact that he's covering Matt Zona, it really allows Castro to play center field and watch out and try to take any drivers or anybody near the hoop.
Joshua Rivera, shot clock to 7. Medor has that spiked away like a volleyball. Trey Autry in transition. Ty Bevins in here now for GW. As GW's gone to their bench, a high-low, and it's a finish and a foul for Darren Buchanan Jr.
Buchanan has been a really interesting player this year. He's a point forward with playmaking skills. The pass was just fantastic at a spot only Buchanan could get it. And really, when I look at Buchanan this year, I'm surprised because he was one of the most up-and-coming forwards last year, and he has fallen into more of a support role. But if they continue winning, I think Buchanan is a guy that has the ability to take over games on the offensive end. His #1 superpower, he's a great cutter, Justin.
You look at all of his numbers across the board, they're all way down from last year. So you know he has the potential, if need be. And right now it's a 5-point lead for the Revolutionaries, something I'll still not get used to saying. Now a hold will be called against Ty Bevins as he was trying to shadow Jackie Johnson III.
So this is youthful exuberance, and one of the benefits that Fordham has is they played yesterday. Here's Bevins hustling so much. He's so excited. He's a freshman. He's in there trying to make a play, and that's not going to help.
Ahmad Dean and Abdou Timbila check back in here for Fordham, down by 5.
All right, here's an idea. If you're Fordham and you want an easy basket, Castro just went to the bench. Now is a perfect time. Ball to rim. Do not settle for a perimeter jump shot.
Nice takeaway here by Hutchinson. Hutchinson left open for 3. Off the mark. Going up high is one of the smallest guys on the floor, Jaffe Mador. That's his 3rd rebound already. Johnson poked away again. Breakaway. Here comes Buchanan, and he gets fouled going up for the dunk. The foul committed by Dean. It'll be 2 free throws.
This is a play that I would like to see players come to a strong 2-foot landing and power the ball in. If you go off one leg and there's any contact at all, you're not going to be able to finish it.
None of the officials are going over to see if this is going to be a flagrant foul. Was there a play on the ball? No discussion, and you know, part of that is because there was no big fall from Buchanan, so it didn't draw the attention.
I really like what you said about Buchanan's numbers, and as you do a little research, he had a sprained ankle earlier this year, and sometimes, because everything you do on the basketball court is with your feet and your ankles, and being able to cut and being able to jump. Some players just never recover during that season from a bad ankle.
By the way, this is a guy who is the 2022 DC Gatorade Player of the Year. And if you know anything about DC high school basketball, it is legit.
You know who's happy right here is Chris Caputo, because his big man is not getting in foul trouble on the bench. He's resting, and this perimeter defense is so good that they are not allowing any penetration to the paint at all.
Dean puts up the 3 and hits it. That's a big shot as it cuts into the biggest lead of the game. It's now 3. Ahmad Dean had 14 points, was 2 of 3 from beyond the arc yesterday. And a rebound here for Timbila.
Keith Ergo's squad searching for balance. We know Mador and Johnson are going to score. Who's their 3rd guy? It's always a big question with them.
Their backcourt averages almost 33 points per game. Drumgoole with a crossover. Challenging the shot blocker and draws the foul. Takes a look at Timbila as they both go to the ground.
Yeah, a nice dribble, and Timbila's a shot blocker, but he's really good inside the paint, not on the perimeter. And when you watch Timbila, this is Ramadan, and he is not allowed to eat anything or drink anything from sun up to sundown. And so they really have to make sure they're monitoring his fluids and his food intake during the night.
His numbers have been surprisingly good during this time of Ramadan. As Drumgoole is able to knock down the free throw for the 3-point play, and it's back up to a 6-point lead. And with the made free throw, GW is able to set up a full court press.
Okay, I look at Fordham, and when Mador or Johnson are on the court, they're unpressable. They're so darn quick. Nobody can take them out of it. Now, the one good goal that you can have is to make them run some clock so they don't get into their offense until 15 seconds to go on the clock.
Mador along the baseline. Trap gets rid of it. Trip. Facing a double team, has it blocked. And Castro, who's back in the game, corrals a loose ball. We're going to have a foul, I believe, It is going to be against number 3, Jameer Tripp.
Goes on. It's like a big, powerful storm that you see coming. Like, if the guy goes to the bench, it just dissipates. It disappears. And Castro made a huge play by not going for the block.
Autry gets the screen by Castro. They've got a switch. Now Castro has it. Oh, and it's going to be an offensive foul. That's going to be number 2 against Castro.
And what a smart play by Joshua Rivera. Castro brought that left arm up. That's where the contact was. I think it would have been a flop if Castro would have kept that elbow down. That really changes things for GW.
Think about what you had just said.
Yeah.
And now, less than 30 seconds later, he has to go out with 2 fouls, 11:19 to go here in the first half. Can Fordham take advantage?
The perimeter defense for GW is really good. They're number 1 in the A-10 in steals, and we've seen those pesky hands in passing lanes so far. Look at the way that they're able to contain. They switch pick and roll.
Dean for 3, got it. Ahmad Dean out of the Bahamas works out with Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield's a pretty good three-point shooter. Hutchinson. GW has struggled from 3, not this time, as Sean Hansen knocks it down. They're now just 2 for 6 from beyond the arc.
Now, I think that this switchability is the best thing that George Washington does on the defensive end.
Difficult shot getting the roll is Johnson. 22-18.
Castro out, back-to-back baskets.
Hansen. Kick out. To the hoop goes Jones. Able to hang in the air, take the contact, and finish. Jones out guarding Johnson, and now they switch with Autry on him. There was some contact, no whistle. The follow dunk by Joshua Rivera coming in from the weak side.
Always looking for that support scorer for the Rams. Tripp and Rivera have been solid providing that spark. They got an opportunity to pull Timbila away from the basket because they have a face-up for him. There it is, right there.
Buchanan was short. The rebound comes back out to him.
He just didn't look like he had a lot of lift on that shot, Justin.
Hansen. Dangerous pass on the ground. We're going to have a jump ball possession arrow. It's for Fordham.
You know, defensively, Timbila can be a force at times. He wants to play in the paint, and that's the nice thing for Hansen is he can pull the defense away. If he does that enough, it's going to open up drives and slashing opportunities.
Hansen on the season just under 36% from three-point land, so you know he can shoot it from beyond the arc.
Really no deception for what the Fordham Rams want to do. Medor and Johnson are both career 1,000-point scorers. They get wherever they want on the court and put so much gravity on the defense.
Medor's been quiet, though, has not scored a point yet. He's 0 for 4 from the floor. And now he's going to draw the foul against Sean Hansen. And that's going to be the sixth, excuse me.
Yeah, that's Hansen's first foul. And they are not in the bonus yet. Remember, these teams played just 8 days ago. Fordham was beaten badly by 23 points.
That's kept alive by Timbila, but nobody there to save it.
We talked to Keith Ergo, and he said that their team needed an intervention. They had lost 8 straight, and prior to the Rhode Island game, they got together, and it was one of those heart-to-heart about what's at stake. And You talked about in the open, this is an unbelievable opportunity to change the narrative about your entire season.
He said it was a 2.5 to 3 hour conversation. Jones for three, hits the difficult shot. Christian Jones, the redshirt freshman member of the A-10 All-Rookie team this year. Now it's a 7-point lead. Adore trying to dribble in and out of traffic, takes the bump, there's the foul, and he will go to the free throw line, and that's where he can do a ton of damage.
I love Christian Jones shooting, though. I think this is pretty fun. Watch this. He tries to get the 4-point play. He basically, after the shot, casually sat down, and the referees are not going to call that. And at the other end, what a manly play inside by Jaffe Medor. And when you're not scoring, he got off to a slow start shooting. Get to the free throw line, see the ball go in for you.
He was 11 for 11 at the line yesterday. On the season, just under 83%. That last foul was against Sean Hansen. So the two big men right now for GW and Chris Caputo both have 2 fouls, Hansen and Castro. First 2 points of the ball game here for Jaffe Medor.
Yeah, this might be a time for Fordham to mix up their defenses a little bit. Their pick and roll coverage, they can switch all through 1 through 4, and that's a good idea.
Tough pass. Hansen misses this 3, and the rebound for Dean. Turnover, breakaway. Here comes Buchanan.
Yeah, this is a dangerous time for Fordham because George Washington's defense, they're digging in their heels. They're really confident, physical. And right now, Fordham looks a little bit fatigued, maybe a problem from being back-to-back.
Next whistle will have a timeout for a breather. Johnson got off that hot start. He's got 10. And make it 12. It's fun watching these two guards go at it. Going to the scores table is Castro for GW, so he'll be coming in after the next timeout.
It's a lot of confidence in your guy.
Hansen gets doubled. Kicks it out. The 3, no. Fight for the rebound, and we're going to have a foul against Fordham. George Washington's defense has been relentless. So
good defense. You do 3 things. You communicate, you contain, and you contest shots. And those are 3 strengths for this GW team. Remember, they're the 3rd best defense in the A-10.
Ryan Nissa, number 7, has checked in for the first time for GW. Jones cut off. Able to maintain that dribble. Shot clock is down to 4. Hutchinson has to put up a 3. It's off the mark. And the rebound is chased down by Jameer Tripp. Up ahead, Johnson. Good pump fake right there, and the use for Joshua Rivera.
Keep an eye on Castro. Number 30 in white has 2 fouls, and he is the best player on the court. If he gets a 3rd foul, that's a major problem.
Fordham has changed up their defense again. And that was a good look for Nissa, unable to finish. A lot of contact. Johnson. Tripp, beautiful spin move to the hoop, misses. And Timbila did a great job of sealing off Castro.
I thought you saw that. That was pretty good. That's a layup in which you've got to use the backboard.
Castro, free throw line extended. And going right at Timbila. Timbila's 6'9" as a shot blocker, almost 1.5 blocks per game. Castro 6'11" and really long.
Quite simply, that's a pro move.
Yeah. The lob underneath for Tripp. In traffic, kick out. Medor for three. He was 3 for 5 yesterday from downtown. He's 0 for 5 so far from the field today. Boy, Hutchinson finds Castro, draws the foul, able to finish, and a chance for a three-point play.
I want you to watch the defensive help. Timbila could totally have come over early and helped, but he didn't want to leave Castro. And what a beautiful find inside. You know, when you're playing against a shot blocker, there's a couple of things you can do. Number one, explore the mid-range. And number two, get as many guys crashing to the boards, because as the shot blocker goes to contest a shot, there's nobody to block out.
That was the second foul against Timbila. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but the official has gone over the scores table.
You know Castro's nickname?
Slim?
Yeah, do you like that? He doesn't look slim to me. Like he looks like a man.
I would say stretch.
So, okay, that was their center last year.
Converts the three-point play. He's got 8 points, and he's going to go out. So this is nice offense, defense, defense, offense substitutions by Chris Caputo. He's making sure that his best player, Castro, stays out of foul trouble. Now Hansen comes back in. He's got 2, but for lack of better terms, he's more expendable if he got his third.
This is a massive danger zone moment for Fordham. They're down by 8 points. They cannot afford to come back. And remember, they're not a really good three-point shooting team. That's going to be a problem if they get down too much. Good finish.
Joshua Rivera has been a spark off the bench with 6 points and 11 points off the bench yesterday.
Drumgoole might be among their best shooters. They're going to need him.
There's a corner three. Another rebound for Medor. Look at the speed of Medor. Hesitation, waiting. With the left hand, pretty finish by Jameer Tripp.
Castro to the bench. The shot blocker is sitting down. You've heard when the cat's away, the mouse will play. Castro's on the bench. They go right to the rim twice. Great recognition.
I love the patience by Medor that time. Shot clock down to 10. Hansen comes back to that left, and he gets fouled. And if that's against Timbila, I believe it's going to be against Tripp. 34-30 with 3:18 to go here in the first half.
I didn't use Agent 4.
Shot just needed an opportunity, and Autry told me he wouldn't have had the year he's had without Castro.
You know what? Sometimes you just need that opportunity, and he has made the most of it. Hansen at the free throw line knocks down the first. 8 points for Hansen as Castro goes to the bench. 3:18 left here in this first half.
I want to refresh your memory. Do you remember what Chris Caputo told us that when we asked, how are you going to deal with their guards? You remember?
He said you have to hope that one of them has an off night.
Jaffe Medor is 0 for 5 from the field. That's exactly what he said, exactly what he was hoping for.
And give credit to his team's defense. The perimeter defense has been fantastic. Johnson in the corner knocks down a big three. He has been the offense. He has 15 points for Fordham. 15 of the 33 for Jackie Johnson III.
Can you imagine what you would have if you could bottle his energy? I mean, look at him inside.
Right,
he's covering Hansen. Somebody should tell him he's only 5'10". I think he thinks he's about 6'8".
He's that chihuahua that thinks he's a pit bull.
Look at the box out.
Second chance opportunity. Autry, nice patience.
I would have to say that in the conference, the surprise team to me is GW. Preseason number 13, 20 wins, a number 7 seed. They have far exceeded all expectations.
Mador following his own miss, can't hit it. He is still 0 from the floor. Just 2 points, both coming at the free throw line. Autry lines up a 3. It's long. Offensive rebound for Buchanan. Buchanan, and that's a late whistle, but it's the correct whistle.
It seems like Fordham is getting into some strange matchups, being able to back his way in. Darren Buchanan is really a point forward. He can pass the ball very, very well. He's the kind of guy that reads situations, a unique playmaker with really good skills.
The foul was called against Jameer Tripp. And there's some confusion going on right now. The substitution was not allowed yet.
Yeah, I don't think that I would bring Castro back. And you may say, well, what if it's just an offensive possession? One of his fouls today was that elbow in the low post when he was on offense. I think that's an unnecessary risk to take. And he is going to stay on the bench.
Especially when you have the lead. Right now it's a 5-point lead, 38-33. You have a chance to extend it to 6. You'd be happy going into the locker room up by 6, knowing that your big man, your best player, only has 2 fouls.
And in the second half, he can be gangbusters out there and go for block shots in every scenario.
1 of 2 at the line for Buchanan. So on the flip side, you got to be thinking Mador is going to get it going sooner or later, right?
Yeah, you would expect that.
Here he is with the ball. Comes to the jump stop. Shot clock at 8. Dean, top of the key 3. Not this time. Buchanan with a rebound. Coming up on a minute to go. Buchanan's got 5 rebounds here in the first half. And a timeout will be taken here by GW. Trying to extend their
raccoon there. Are they going to be exploring raccoons in the wilderness? Seriously, I want to
trash can.
I seriously want to tell you, you need to watch this.
I will watch it.
It's really good.
I love that stuff. Out of the timeout, Fordham changes up their defense.
And it's a smart move. Why? Because Chris Caputo diagrammed a play, and the idea is the zone will take it away, but it didn't quite work.
Buchanan's got 9 points here in the first half. Riley passes up on the 3. Johnson with the right, no. Good job saving it. Rivera has it. Riley in trouble. He tried calling timeout. Was there a foul? Let's see. It's going to be a foul, not a timeout. And it's 1-1.
Nice double. Did not see a foul. There was a bump, but it probably was initiated by Zach Riley.
And now the timeout is taken by Fordham, 41-33. They've had some triple overtime matchups. They actually had one against George Washington last year when they won 119-113. Mador had 24 points.
In my triple overtime game, Johnson had 36.
It's all about triple OTs. Would you sign up for one right now? I would.
You would?
Absolutely.
We've got 2 games tomorrow.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Triple OT. Right. I'm signing up for it.
You know what? I wanted to. Your enthusiasm has elevated me.
Zach Riley makes them both. And now GW can hold for the final shot. You see Fordham setting up a full-court press. This might just be used to slow down George Washington's offense.
This Fordham defense, they have a deep defensive playbook. And the thing that I like offensively for this George Washington team, they are really precise with their cutting action. If you make a hard cut, you're probably going to create space and get somebody on your team a shot.
5 seconds. Buchanan off the glass. He is having himself a game, and that will end it. 43-35.
The paint that you mentioned, he said George Washington is getting the ball where they want. We need to do more before the catch to stop that.
Also, I think Caroline is more of a point guard.
I think she could post people up.
If you're looking for reasons to be optimistic, if you're Fordham, how about this? George Washington shot 55%, Fordham only 40%, which is a huge disparity, but the Rams are only down 8 points.
Here's Hansen kicking it out. Trey Autry swinging it around. Shot clock down to 7. Hansen trying to go down low to Castro. And we're going to have a foul with 2.6 seconds on the shot clock. And that foul is going to be on number 3, Jameer Tripp. And that is number 4 against Tripp. So that right there is a huge foul for Fordham.
Hansen does so much. That's a very difficult pass, the high-low action. And I want to share with you one more time Castro's numbers, because we've talked a lot about his impact and how he's a darn good player. 16 points per game, 10 rebounds, 16 double-doubles, and he shoots 66% from the field. Second team all-conference behind Haynes from George Mason.
Also, if you're a GW historian, he has the most double-doubles in a year since Yinka Dare back in 93-94. The late, great Yinka Dare. Largest lead of the game right now for GW.
Critical time of the game.
Corner 3, Rivera. Critical time, critical shot.
And the beauty of that basket, it allows them to get back and set up their defense. If you look at the numbers, Fordham has had a rough year defensively, but as I watch them, their attention to detail in this game has been excellent.
Hansen comes back to his right. I was going to say he likes to go to his left there, and that was an air ball. Mador still looking for his first field goal of the game. This 3 long by Joshua Rivera.
Drumgoole is a player that is potentially a target. I think they should try to look to get him the ball.
Another long rebound here for Jaffe Mador. Spins. Lost it, but got fouled, and he will go back to the free throw line where he has scored his only 2 points of the day.
This is a really important point that I want to make. It makes so much sense to me to try to push the break anytime you can, because George Washington's defense is stellar. It's hard to get to the rim on them. But in transition, that's your best opportunity because their defense is not set up yet.
You know what? You made that analogy before to football about running the ball and getting the paint points. This is almost like running your 2-minute drill, so the defense can't make a substitution. Because if you allow the defense to substitute, they can match up and stop you.
I love it. Maybe we should start sticking to basketball, though.
That was the first missed free throw of this tournament for Mador.
Pretty good matchup right there at the guard position.
Autry hits the 3. Trey Autry on the season, a 37% three-point shooter, knocks it down. And it's now 48-39.
I would say this is the best George Washington defense that I've seen in the last 10 years.
Wow. Open. Mador for 3. Weak side rebound. Here's Johnson. Resets for 3. That's good. Mador can't hit, But Jackie Johnson III can, and he's got 18 points.
When Johnson shoots, I'm actually surprised anytime he misses. And it's a little bit unorthodox. I think you pointed that out in shoot-around.
Nice block by Rivera. Along the baseline, good defense. Loose ball on the floor, and we're going to have a kick ball by Drumgoole. We were wondering who the X factor could be for GW. We thought maybe it could be Drumgoole. It's actually been Buchanan. He was the leading scorer, still is at 11, all off the bench.
Well, if Buchanan is playing like the Buchanan from last year, I look at GW and think they can win multiple games in this tournament.
Johnson again for three. Like you said, you just feel it's going in, and it is going in. His 5th three of the night. He's got 21, and he's brought his team within 3.
Yeah, as I watch him move, his body language, his size, he reminds me a little bit of Avery Johnson, but he's a better shooter than Avery Johnson. Not saying he's an NBA player, but man, I love his approach.
There's a mismatch down low. Can they find it? Hansen. Bounce pass, Drumgoole, nice finish. That was not easy.
And keep an eye on Drumgoole. Sometimes when a guy's struggling, he gets a bucket and it can ignite his offensive attack.
28 to 12 points in the paint in favor of GW.
You kind of wonder, playing second game, if Johnson eventually gets a little bit fatigued.
That pass just a bit too high. 15:46 to play here in the second half. We've got ourselves a 5-point game. Why? Because of Jackie Johnson III. He's got 5 threes on the night, 21 points for Fordham. I mean, no text, no nothing that you saw. You know what has been selfish is the fact that nobody's helping Jackie Johnson III from Fordham. Look at what he has done in the rest of the team. If it weren't for him, this would be a blowout.
I believe that even though he's really small, he's going to make a lot of money as a basketball player because he is creative, he's tough, he plays with tenacity, and man, he can shoot the ball.
Castro, oh, good effort there by Dean, and it's going to stay GW ball, no change of possession. And right there, Keith Ergo with a quick slap of the hand for Dean, saying, great effort. I love that.
When's the last time you saw a coach go onto the floor and give a team player 5? That doesn't happen a lot. He is so enthusiastic, and it kind of goes back to that meeting that they had. Got to have a short memory in March. Everything that happened early in the season does not matter, because if you can win, you can change the narrative.
Castro kicks it out, 4 on the shot clock, and that is Trey Autry hitting the tray.
They have Trey Moss, too. Trey was injured. Wasn't deep into the rotation, but another guy that can knock down a shot. Uh-oh.
Steal by Castro. And he's able to finish. And now a timeout will be taken here by Fordham. They've got to stop the bleeding, as the lead is now 10 for GW. Rafael Castro, he's 6'11", and he's able to run the floor like that. Good question.
I'm afraid to say yes.
Is a gazelle faster than a cheetah?
I've never seen a cheetah. I've seen gazelles. I mean, they're darn fast. And I think there's some fast centers, but nobody faster than Rafael Castro.
Okay, fair enough.
You want me to stick with football analogies?
Yeah.
I got my quote of 2, and I'm done with analogies for the night.
Johnson in and out, and the rebound for Castro. Here comes the gazelle.
That'd be a good nickname for him.
Yeah.
There's no gazelles in sports that I know of.
I can't think of them.
All right, let it be.
Hutchinson back to Castro. Cut off. Buchanan had that great first half. Shot clock down to 7. Turns to face. And Buchanan just using the muscle, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, I don't think it was the last collision. It was the first one that brought attention. Remember, the referee is 5 feet away, and that was definitely an offensive foul. And I believe that Buchanan could have shot it initially, and then he wanted to be ultra physical. I think it was a good call.
It was a good call, especially that initial contact, like you said, where he extended the arm. Yeah.
I feel that the post player has one good lick that he can put on the defense. The second one is going to get him called.
Mador, nice no-look pass, and a foul going up Rivera, and this will be 2 shots. It's the 3rd on Buchanan.
Yeah, this entire game, I felt like Fordham is never out of it, but they're never really in it either. And maybe that's because they struggle at times to score. And when you're down and you're not making threes, it makes that comeback even that much harder.
The only lead of the game for Fordham was 7-6. And Rivera knocks down the free throw as Sean Hansen will check back in, replacing Buchanan. But you talk about why they've never kind of been in it. It's because you're getting no offense from Mador. You'd expect at least a double-figure performance from him.
Yes, and Rivera has been very solid in support. But yeah, if you're not getting 50 points out of your guards, it's going to be hard to beat this George Washington defense. And a lot of credit goes to the Revolutionaries because their defense did exactly what they wanted. Take one of the guards away.
And Mador is going to get called for the foul, trying to chase Christian Jones. That is the 2nd team foul against Fordham. GW's got 3 team fouls here in the second half.
Really, the better defensive team is winning this game so far. And the points in the paint.
Oh, that should be an offensive foul. Nope, they're going to call it against Johnson for holding. But you could see Hutchinson was pushing him off.
Yeah, I'd like to see this again. These are physical guards. It could go either way. Typically, the defense is not going to get the benefit of the doubt in that situation.
Hutchinson up in the air, and
yeah, Hansen and Dean were really going at it, and I think that Hansen almost said, you know what, I know they're watching, and so I'm going to keep initiating the contact. It'll be a foul.
It is a foul against Dean.
Watch right here. You see on the left side of your screen. They're holding, they're pushing. I mean, he had him in a full lock, and oh, that could have easily been a foul too.
It could have been. Now Castro gets fouled and finishes. Man, this has been a crazy sequence here against Fordham. All these fouls could have gone either way, and now a chance for a 3-point play for Castro. I mean, that was good position right there from Mador.
Yeah, and there's something that happens in the low post, and it's called star power. And referees respect physicality. I thought that was an offensive foul. I really did.
Yeah.
But you can't argue with the fact that the best player on the court made a strong, aggressive post move, and I can see why there was no call there.
He's now 5 of 6 at the line. He's got 15 points. Does Castro to go along with 7 rebounds.
Did you think that Mador should have got the offensive foul call because he went flying through the air after Castro hit him in the chest?
Yes. Okay. But right now, Mador, can he get into the lane? Can he create some offense that way, whether it's for himself or for somebody else?
Look, that is your center out there at 30 feet in a stance, moving his feet.
Zona Can't hit the three, and Castro's got the rebound. That's the 8th of the day. 58-47, the largest lead of the game right now for GW.
Hutchinson with the ball, a local kid.
Hansen cut off. Here's Castro. Shot clock down to 5. Not sure he sees it. Now he does. And he gets that shot blocked. They're going to say jump ball. Possession arrow will be Fordham ball.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming Castro on this. I'm blaming the George Washington bench. This is your end of the court, and you cannot allow a teammate to not know the shot clock situation, especially because Castro is not usually in those situations 30 feet from the basket. Big mistake by the GW bench.
Really good call as Castro goes to the bench and Darren Buchanan Jr. comes back in.
Isn't it hard to imagine with 15 guys all sitting right there that nobody was yelling, shoot the ball?
Johnson, you don't have to yell shoot for him. He's got 23 now.
Second half, it seems that George Washington is a little bit more deliberate on the offensive end.
Oh, nice take by Jacoy Hutchinson, the sophomore from right here in Laurel, Maryland. Rivera. They said it was all ball. Here's Jones. To the reverse. That was nice defense. Medor affected the shot. Here's Fordham in transition. To the corner. Dean for 3. And Buchanan says, let's slow it down.
This GW team has been a force on their defensive boards. Here's the 3-2 zone. Good idea. Get ready for the next dead ball timeout.
In the corner, Hansen's 3 is well short. Medor on the ground. Nicely done to get it and save it. Johnson. He'll draw the foul and head to the free throw line for 2 when we come back. Great basketball school. Then he was learning under the tutelage of Jim Larinaga at George Mason at Miami. You know defense is in his blood. He's going to make you get after it.
Yeah, he is super intense, and it has not been an easy journey, right? I mean, he took over a program that was horrific on the defensive end, and then last year, they were all driving. James Bishop, Maximus Edwards, those guys were all ball to rim nonstop. This is a very balanced team. They're good. Top 5 on defense, top 5 on offensive efficiency.
It's a 9-point game. 10:50 to play. Hutchinson gets doubled, able to get rid of it. Good ball movement. Drumgoole able to knock down that 3. You said it before. If he can get 1 to fall, maybe that opens the gates. Able to finish, though, is Tambila again. Abdou Tambila playing through Ramadan, not drinking any water, not eating anything.
One of my former teammates went through that, Akeem Olajuwon.
Kick out, Autry in the corner for 3. Beautiful play. Jacoy Hutchinson able to get that loose ball, take it all the way to the hoop. Jacoy Hutchinson, he's 6'3", 185. He plays even bigger.
And he's an X-factor type of player because he's very aggressive, multi-positional, and he's strong enough that he can switch if he needs to.
Good no look into the corner. Dean's 3 is short. Rebound for Buchanan.
Usually with a double-figure lead like this, you would see the opponent try to get some momentum, cut the lead down into single digits. They just can't do it. This is a very unselfish play. We talked to Chris Caputo and asked him, we're going to give you an X-factor player that's going to have a really good game. Who would you like to see? And he said Drumgoole, especially making perimeter jump shots. He's the guy that if he's making shots, we can become pretty special.
I've been impressed with the way that Buchanan has played, and the winner of this game goes on to play George Mason tomorrow at 5 p.m. George Mason has had a fantastic year. Tony Skinn, Coach of the Year in the A-10. Got to be honest, though, if you got a guy like Buchanan playing the way he's playing right now, that makes this GW team way more difficult, and that's the first field goal of the game for Jaffe Mador.
So let me get you even a little bit more excited about tomorrow's potential game, okay?
Oh boy, okay.
George Mason does not have a true point guard. They struggle in that area. These teams have already played twice, 2 games decided by 3 points in both of them. You excited?
Yes, and I'm about to add to the excitement.
Okay.
Shot clock down to 8. Good defense, but Castro with better offense. If it is, in fact, a GW George Mason game here in Washington, D.C. at a neutral site, expect a really nice crowd.
I get you. No, you're absolutely right. I was excited before. Now I'm elated. How about this? I'm going to double down. I've got Jalen Haynes going up against Rafael Castro. What do you think about that matchup?
Again, there are options galore. There's still time in this one. 8:19 to go for Fordham to spoil all those expectations, but they trail by 13. At the free throw line is Jackie Johnson III. This is his 16th game this year, eclipsing the 20-point mark.
We hyped him pretty good before the game, but I'm not sure we gave him his full due. He is just so much fun to watch. He's so creative.
6 for 6 at the line. He's 5 for 6 from three-point land. And he's desperately trying to keep his team and their season alive.
3-2 zone. The middle is wide open for a flash. Buchanan wants it badly.
Christian Jones swings it over. Here is Buchanan. Shot clock down to 5. Buchanan can't hit and unable to get the rebound is Castro. Mador pushing. On the floor, bodies flying, loose ball. Johnson resets for 3. Another one. His 6th of the game.
All right, this is the time for the run at single digits. 8-point deficit, approaching 7 minutes to go. This zone worked the last time. Good idea to go back to it.
30 points for Johnson in this one. Autry resets for 3. We call that the Iverson, the answer. Autry's got 14 on 4 of 10 from 3, 5 for 11 from the floor.
You know, when the defense switches every screen, it makes it really hard to take advantage of the defense.
Oh, look at this. Jackie Johnson, the 3rd with 32. You see that ball handling in traffic?
3-2 zone makes it a less athletic, slower game.
Castro inside Buchanan, and he's got that swatted by Timbila. And it's out of bounds off of GW. A timeout with 6:24 to go, and Jackie Johnson III is not letting his team go away.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right on that. He's got a couple of assists. This feels like a big trip. If they're going to make a comeback, this is a really good time of the game. And here's that dribble weave offense. This might be a time for Tripp to step up and try to look for a shot.
Here's Mador looking for his shot with his second field goal, both coming inside. Mador is 6 feet 165. He's got great bounce and great body control in the air.
Castro out of the game, but he will be coming back on the next dead ball, and that's where you want to attack it, right there. This defense works because Timbila has the rim, but right now he's out on the perimeter. No shot blockers at the rim.
Hutchinson, we've got a whistle, and the whistle is against Timbila. That's the third against Timbila.
Yeah, this offense becomes really tough to stop if both Mador and Johnson are making plays. And here's the recognition. Once again, Timbila had to come from the top of the key. He was late, and that's the reason that there's a foul.
Fordham 17 fouls, GW 5 team fouls, so free throws the rest of the way for George Washington.
Yeah, we talked about Timbila. I'm going to share with you his major: cybersecurity.
Honestly, right now in this day and age, that's a great major.
Yep.
He's going to have a job.
He's going to have a job. I promise you that. Had a really solid year. He knows who he is. Doesn't need the ball. Occasionally he'll go get it on the glass, but he is a shot blocker, defender, and elite rebounder.
1 of 2 at the line for Jacoy Hutchinson. 8-point game, 5.5 to play.
Yeah, they'd like to be able to just drive by their man, but the switchability is impressive.
Oh, the missed dunk by Timbila, kept alive. Here's Mador. Oh my gosh, it's at the top of the backboard. This may have been 2 of the ugliest shots I've ever seen.
So I think that on this dunk, he was too high. It really caught him off guard. And then also knowing that Castro was right there. I mean, his head was 6 inches from the rim.
So Timbila goes to the free throw line. He's a 75% free throw shooter.
When Chris Caputo was going, I'm sorry, when Keith Ergo was going through the recruiting process with Timbila, he said, you know, you're from Cameroon. I would love to be able to go and visit your family and get a chance to meet them. And he fulfilled the promise and had a chance to meet with his family. And he actually said it was the first time that he had ever eaten goat. Oh. And he said it was fabulous.
I guarantee I know somebody who's sitting to my right who's never had goat.
I've never had goat, but I would be willing to try, and I would love to go to Cameroon.
You think you'll like it as much as you like Thai food?
No. I will never get over you forcing me into Thai food last night. Ridiculous.
Castro never looked for his shot. Here's Jones taking a bump, putting it up. Thought he was going to draw the contact for the foul. Instead, the rebound, 72-65. Johnson takes a deep 3. It's offline, way offline. Timbila tries to save it, and we got a timeout taken by Fordham. Great hustle play by Abdou Timbila again. Playing right now during Ramadan. So when everyone else here gets a water break, he does not. This is March. Fordham trying to keep their season alive, trailing, diving on the floor, calling the timeout, and look at Keith Ergo like, yes, come on, guys.
That's a good look right there. The players all see how passionate their coach is in a defensive stance. I'm telling you, George Washington is playing hard. They can't shake this Fordham team. They're hanging really well.
Shot clock down to 8. They double Johnson. Gets it back. Shot clock to 4. Need a shot off to the reverse. Oh, what a finish right there by Tripp. He's been battling foul trouble. He's got 4, but he makes it a 5-point game.
Against this zone, I would flash Castro, or if you can get a shooter into the foul line area, he can just turn it. He'll have an uncontested 12-foot jump shot.
Turnover. Buchanan was trying to find Castro, and now we have a timeout. Jameer Tripp with the shot clock winding down, avoids the shot blocker, finishes, and we've got ourselves a 5-point game.
Last night.
Zach Riley cannot run the baseline here as GW shows full court pressure, backs it off. Johnson's got 32, a game high.
Well, he's been a little quiet recently. Good defense by Jones.
Into the corner, Mador. Fighting for something, makes something out of nothing. Mador with his 3rd field goal. He's got 9, and it's a 3-point game. Keith Ergo urging his Fordham fans to get up on their feet.
How do you attack zone, free throw line, and hit the gaps hard?
Shot clock down to 10 again.
A very passive Tripp here for George Washington.
Buchanan gets away with a push-off. No, he does not. Offensive foul. That's the 4th against Darren Buchanan.
And Buchanan has had a couple of opportunities where he's been ultra aggressive and has had offensive fouls. And here's the play, snaking to the basket. Mador steps through a tough shot. And this feels a little bit like yesterday's game, in which both Mador and Johnson are taking over at a really important time.
3 minutes to go. 3-point game. The 15th seed Fordham Rams trying to continue the Cinderella run as Tripp hangs, draws the foul against Castro. Remember, Tripp is playing with 4.
On the drive, you seek the body, and that's a bold move because Castro's their shot blocker. And let me point out something that I think is really important. Fordham is the number 15 seed in this tournament. Can you imagine if they complete this, winning 2 games as the 15th seed?
Tripp knocks down the first. Tripp has 4 fouls. Castro has 4 fouls. Buchanan has 4 fouls. He goes to the bench. Sean Hansen comes in. Let's also put this in perspective. Prior to the win yesterday against Rhode Island, Fordham had lost 8 games in a row to end the regular season. 1 of 2. The tip-in is good, and we are tied.
George Washington looks tight. They look nervous. They are not moving the ball like they did earlier in the game.
The 3 is no good for Drumgoole. Now a chance for Fordham to take the lead. Mador to the hoop with the left. No, the follow by Tambila. And the Fordham Rams have come all the way back to take a 2-point lead, 74-72. And a timeout taken by GW.
Blew out Fordham by 23 points. The keys in this game for George Washington had to be low turnovers and boxing out on the offensive boards for Fordham.
Autry, this is a big 3, and he nails it. Wow. GW back up by 1.
What a gutsy shot that was.
17 points for Autry. Too strong, and that was a forced attempt by Jackie Johnson.
He's earned that right. Do you want to take some time off the clock? Absolutely not. This is a trip where you need a 5-pass possession. Get everybody a touch, make the defense move.
Shot clock to 7. Autry again. Oh, back-to-back for Trey Autry. He's got 20. 4-point GW lead. A foul, and they're going to say the foul, I think, is on the floor. It's the 19th foul, so 1-1.
GW's campus is 2.1 miles away. It's almost a home game. The big man on campus today is Trey Autry. Back-to-back triples. A gutsy performance. And is this a foul? Absolutely.
Medor is 3 for 4 at the line. Makes the front end. He's got 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. This to make it a 2-point game.
Last time they did not box out Timbila. That has to be an emphasis.
Medor makes them both.
Full court pressure.
1 minute to go.
Can you defend without fouling?
Timeout taken by GW.
George Washington can flash a shooter to the foul line area and get an uncontested shot. They've sent Castro, but he's not comfortable shooting. That's a play where Drumgoole or Autry could slide right into that middle and get a nice shot.
Here is Drumgoole to the corner now. Another 3 for Autry. His 7th of the game. Fedor to the hoop. He draws the foul. Trey Autry in the last 2 minutes.
No secret, don't leave Autry. 3 straight threes with the game on the line. Nice rotation from Autry to distract. That could have easily been a 3-point play.
Autry has 9 points in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Medor to the free throw line. He makes them both, and you can play straight up defense.
Remember last night, this dynamic playmaking backcourt of Medor and Johnson detonated for 55 points.
Makes them both. Substitutions. All right, Tim McCormick, what do you do right now if you're Keith Ergo? You've got an 8.6 difference shot clock to game clock, a 3-point game. Do you foul to extend, or do you play out this possession?
Yeah, I would use maniacal pressure, encourage a turnover, but I would play this out. 8.6 seconds difference is plenty of time.
Plenty of time if they don't make a bucket. Now they do commit the foul. It's against Buchanan. And Buchanan on the season is a 68.5% free throw shooter.
They got the right guy. It's 1-1.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that I've watched from Medor and Johnson, because the ball's going to be in their hands, both of them are predominantly driving to their strong hands, meaning Johnson likes going left, Medor likes going right. That's an opportunity to make it tough.
Buchanan 4 of 7 at the line, 5 of 8. That's a big one. He had 11 points in the first half. He's got 2 this half.
2-possession game, plenty of time. Fordham would be smart to drive and get something to the rim and then have your big guys crash the offensive glass.
And if you're Fordham, make sure you box out here. Tripp gets the rebound. Here's Medor. And stepping on the sideline is Johnson for a turnover with 21.3. That is huge.
They had a great opportunity there. 2-possession game. You go for a steal. It's got to be immediate, and then you foul.
They take Castro out. A clock issue right now. And Chris Caputo quickly calls over his guys so they can draw up a play.
I wonder if they can send somebody deep and get a layup.
Inbounding is Sean Hansen. Hutchinson gets doubled and Hutchinson gets fouled. Jacoy Hutchinson, 78.1% free throw shooter on the season. Hutchinson tonight's 1 of 2.
And Hutchinson is a really good shooter that during a lot of stretches this year just didn't shoot the ball very well. Castro's going to the front court. I would take him and put him deep right now. He's got a good size advantage over Tripp, though. If there's a missed free throw, maybe he can keep that alive.
This is the 19th foul, so 1-and-1 once again. Five-point GW lead.
In this situation, you feel good if you've got Johnson and Medor to try to create in under 5 seconds. Can they get the ball end to end and get a good-looking shot?
It's off. Tripp's got the rebound. Here comes Medor. 18 seconds. Medor puts up a 3. No. Rebounds by Buchanan. He gets fouled. And that should probably do it for GW.
The home crowd seems excited. And throughout much of the game, we've hyped Castro, but really with the game on the line, Trey Autry with 3 huge threes. Buchanan and Hutchinson both made a free throw. And quite possibly saved the GW season.
These are 2 free throws now for Darren Buchanan. Even with 12.4 seconds, a 6-point game. If this is the end of the road for Fordham, after that 8-game skid to end the regular season, to come in, upset URI, and put up a fight against GW, it's been impressive.
This might be a good place for GW to step up and have full court pressure to try to make it a little bit slower for Fordham to get it over.
Trey Autry just got a huge ovation by the crowd as he checked out. Here's Medor. Johnson for 3 again. He's got it.
He is unbelievable.
35 points, 7 of 9 from 3. Everyone along the baseline out of bounds. You can run the baseline after a made field goal, so you got to watch for someone to go deep.
And most likely, a pass is going to be made from Autry to a teammate.
There's a lot of contacts, having trouble getting it in. They do, and the foul is committed. Jacoy Hutchinson gets fouled.
So they tried to draw a charge. A lot of contact. I'm anxious to see this. Keep an eye. Yeah, and both players went down. I didn't think that Tripp really got knocked down. I think he flopped. Good recognition by Hutchinson to be able to come back to the ball.
So Tripp gets called for the foul. That's his 5th. It'll be Jacoy Hutchinson at the free throw line where he's 2 for 4. This is the double bonus, so he gets 2, which relieves a lot of pressure.
I don't like Hutchinson standing there all by himself. I know he's not at the line, he's at the top of the key, but I think you want to distance yourself and then step to the line and confidently make it.
It almost felt like he was that field goal kicker late in the game and everybody else is huddled up and he's out there by himself.
Everybody wants to stay far away.
Conley knocks down the first. 3 of 5 at the line. 7 points for Jacoy Hutchinson, who really has had a strong game defensively. Makes them both. 7 seconds, 5-point lead. Johnson. Oh, that was a double dribble. And the turnover, and that will do it. 3.9 seconds left.
That shot was going in.
I mean, he's only missed 1 3 on the day. Excuse me, 2. 3.9. They do commit the foul. That foul is by Medor.
You know, as Hutchinson is going to step to the line, one of the things that always surprises me is when a player makes a free throw, everybody wants to go and slap hands with him. And I think you're better off leaving him alone. Like, he's made a free throw. He's got a rhythm. Don't take him off the line. Let him shoot his second one.
It's when you don't make a free throw, you need to have somebody slap you 5. That's 3 in a row knocked down by Hutchinson.
And I want to give credit and kudos to Keith Urgo and his team. They played with tremendous heart. And also, Trey Autry completely changed the trajectory of GW's season with 3 straight threes. He is the player of the game. He is the hero.
No doubt about it. That will do it. The 3 does not fall. 88